Hello everyone, welcome to Popcorn Movie Recap. Today, we're diving into a hilarious comedy film. Fletcher is a lawyer who frequently twists the truth to win cases. He often blurs the line between right and wrong by telling all kinds of lies. Due to his divorce from his wife Audrey and his busy work schedule, Fletcher's son Maxon rarely sees his father and, longing to spend more time with father, although Fletcher always has a great time playing with Maxon whenever they meet. His heavy workload often interrupts their bonding. Maxon has to follow his father to the office, where he discovers that Fletcher lies seamlessly, flattering and placating his colleagues. However, Fletcher, preoccupied with work, forgets to buy Maxon a birthday gift. Thankfully, his thoughtful assistant has already prepared one, saving him from disappointing his son. Just then, Fletcher's boss assigns him a case after a previous lawyer refused to lie in court. The boss decides that Fletcher is the right person for the job. Later, as Fletcher carries a pile of case files into his office, Maxon realizes their plan to watch a game together that evening has fallen through. Although Fletcher gives Maxon a gift the next day, he still cannot fulfill his promise to spend time with him, leaving Maxon disappointed as he walks away. Shortly afterward, Audrey and her new boyfriend arrive to take Maxon out for his birthday. The boyfriend has proposed to Audrey, and she is contemplating whether to move to Boston with him. She tells Fletcher that she has something important to discuss with him at Maxon's birthday party that evening. Fletcher promises that he won't be late. The case Fletcher takes on turns out to be a tricky divorce lawsuit. Mr. Arlen is a wealthy businessman, wants to divorce his wife Sabrina because Sabrina has tryst with 7 different men. Under their prenuptial agreement, she is entitled to nothing. Faced with the facts and evidence, Fletcher decides to use deceit to argue in Sabrina's favor, ensuring she wins half of her husband's assets. Sabrina is delighted with Fletcher's performance, and his boss promises to make him a partner if he wins the case. That evening, at Maxon's lively birthday party, Audrey's boyfriend asks again whether she would move to Boston with him. Audrey hesitates, feeling that Maxon would surely miss Fletcher. She also believes that Fletcher's unique magic hand game is irreplaceable. Meanwhile, Fletcher is caught up in an intimate encounter with his boss at the office. He uses the excuse of an urgent work matter to skip the birthday party, leaving Maxon heartbroken. In his despair, Maxon makes a wish that his father cannot lie for one whole day. As the candles are blown out, Maxon's wish miraculously comes true. After their tryst, Fletcher's boss asks him, "How about my skill?" Fletcher, now unable to lie, blurts out that others have pleased him more, enraging her and getting him thrown out. The next morning, Fletcher meets an attractive neighbor in the elevator and, unable to control himself, makes an inappropriate comment about her body, earning a slap in return. In court, Fletcher finds himself unable to lie to the opposing lawyer. He tries his best but cannot utter a false word. His exaggerated facial expressions confuse the opposing lawyer, who thinks Fletcher is mocking him. Sabrina, watching Fletcher's unusual behavior, is equally baffled. When the judge announces the trial's start, Fletcher requests a postponement, fearing he will lose the case if he cannot lie. However, the judge rejects his motion, deeming it baseless. Initially intending to negotiate a settlement, Fletcher suggests a $2 million compensation package, but Sabrina refuses and demands half of the assets instead. Reluctantly, Fletcher agrees to represent her in the claim. After the morning session, Fletcher panics and leaves the courtroom. Back at the office, he inadvertently tells his co-workers his unfiltered opinions, shocking and upsetting them. Overwhelmed, Fletcher retreats to his office, attempting to regain his ability to lie through sheer willpower. However, after multiple attempts, he realizes it's impossible. As he has an afternoon court session, Fletcher cannot pick up Maxon and informs Audrey by phone. During their conversation, he confesses that he missed Maxon's party because he was trying to become a partner and spent a night in the office with my boss. Audrey, furious, but still consoles Maxon by saying his father too busy. Audrey then learns about Maxon's birthday wish and feels even more disappointed in Fletcher. She decides to move to Boston with her boyfriend. Fletcher, learning of her decision, panics and rushes to negotiate with Audrey, fearing he will lose Maxon forever. On the way, Fletcher was pulled over by a traffic officer for violating traffic laws. Before the officer could speak, Fletcher confessed to all his wrongdoings and even brought up a stack of unpaid fines. Audrey accompanied Fletcher to pay the fines, and he sincerely apologized to her, expressing that he had already lost his wife and did not want to lose his son as well. He promised to turn over a new leaf. Moved by Fletcher's words, Audrey told him that if he disappointed Maxon again that evening, she would move to Boston with their son. As she left, Audrey revealed the wish Maxon had made on his birthday, and Fletcher suddenly realized it was this wish that prevented him from lying. Determined to fix things, Fletcher went to Maxon's school to talk to him. He explained that it is impossible for adults not to lie, and asked Maxon to take back his wish. Although Maxon agreed, Fletcher still found himself unable to lie. Maxon explained that his birthday wish was genuine, but retracting it felt forced. He added that, while he understood others lie, it hurt him more when his father did. Maxon's words broke Fletcher's heart. Dejected, he returned to the office and collapsed on the sofa. His assistant tried to comfort him, but instead learned that her denied raise wasn't the company's decision but Fletcher's reluctance to spend money. Furious, the assistant quit on the spot. Court proceedings resumed, and Fletcher devised ways to delay the trial, such as drinking excessive amounts of water and requesting restroom breaks. When a witness provided evidence of Sabrina infidelity, Fletcher attempted to evade the issue by brutally self-harming in the restroom, leaving himself visibly battered. Seeing Fletcher's injuries, the judge granted a postponement. However, as Fletcher celebrated, the judge asked whether he was fit to continue the trial. Unable to lie, Fletcher admitted he could proceed, and the judge ordered the session to resume after a brief break. During the recess, Fletcher received a call from Maxon, promising to play basketball with him that evening. Maxon was thrilled. After hanging up, Sabrina and her lover approached Fletcher to rehearse testimony, but Fletcher realized he couldn't ask questions based on falsehoods. Frustrated, he lashed out in court, exposing Sabrina's adulterous affairs. He then slumped into his seat. As the case seemed lost, Sabrina berated Fletcher. During their argument, Fletcher accidentally overheard Sabrina's true age, discovering she had falsified her age to marry Arlen as a minor. At the time of their marriage, Sabrina was only 17, making their prenuptial agreement invalid. Based on divorce law, Sabrina was entitled to half of the marital assets. Presenting this irrefutable evidence, Fletcher won the case, securing $11 million for Sabrina. When the judge inquired about custody arrangements, Sabrina revealed her intent to seek sole custody to claim more money. Remembering Sabrina's earlier statements praising Arlen as a good father, Fletcher realized her greed and cruelty. Watching Sabrina forcibly separate the children from their father saddened Fletcher, who saw parallels to his relationship with Maxon. The firm's leadership congratulated Fletcher and announced his partnership, but Fletcher declined. He admitted to manipulating the judicial process and requested the judge reconsider the verdict, misinterpreting Fletcher's plea as mockery. The enraged judge ordered him into custody. While detained, Fletcher remembered his promise to Maxon. He called Audrey, begging for bail, but she refused, citing her loss of trust in him. Maxon, too, was unwilling to forgive. Thankfully, Fletcher's sincerity during the trial moved his assistant, who secured his release. Fletcher rushed to the airport, but Audrey and Maxon had already boarded. Disguising himself as luggage, Fletcher infiltrated the airport. Spotting their plane about to take off, Fletcher commandeered a boarding staircase, pursuing the aircraft. Though he reached the cabin and stopped the plane, Fletcher crashed into a luggage cart and passed out. Upon waking, Fletcher saw Maxon and expressed his love, promising never to hurt him again. Audrey and Maxon were moved and decided to stay. Later, the family celebrated Maxon's birthday again. As Maxon blew out the candles, Fletcher and Audrey shared a tender kiss in the darkness, rekindling their past romance. Fletcher then began playing the magic hand game, and the family finally found happiness together. That concludes today's review. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and comment. See you in the next video.